Welcome back, and joining us to help make sense of the Nigerian equities market is Ambrose Omodio, the CRO Invest Data Consulting Limited. Good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the Nigerian equities market, it's extended the bearish sentiment yesterday, and that's as the index declined by 1.45%. It settled at 52,909.28 points, and that's as the month to date moderated to plus 6.8%. Now, let's start from your assessment of the market in the month of May. Index rose higher above 54,000 mark. That was before it dropped to 52,000 on Tuesday, and it closed the month in the red. How would you describe this volatile market?
No, for me, it's a good market, seeing the uptrend in the month of May. Like I said last week, that the month of May will defy the mantra that says sell in May and come back in October. That means investors are really changing their strategy to invest wisely. Seeing the month of May rallying as someone getting about 8.6 before pulling back down to close the month at 6.87. For me, it's a good thing for the market, but that should also inform investors that if the month of April was positive, May was positive, the month of June, if you expect profit taking and also mixed sentiment for the month of June, because we have seen in the second quarter, we have seen already that the first two months, April and May, closed positively. It tells you that, yes, profit taking is on that way. But the good thing is that as we are entering the month of June, we're expecting also from this second week of June, we expect that investors also start taking a position ahead of what the half-year result that will come in the month of July. For me, the market is still okay. Why market lost about 1.45 yesterday? It's a result of markdown in high cap stock like Dangote Cement, Life of Corn Oil, and one other company. And when you remove 20 naira from Dangote price alone, that is why market lost about 1 point. It's not that the market is bleeding at all, because if you look at the market breadth, it's a positive one. We have 25 stock gaining against 17. So that there are people are still taking position in the market. But for me, it's a good one. But most investors will see, because there were also profit-taking activities, I agree with you. But the major factor that put the market down yesterday was because Dangote Cement was adjusted for 20 naira dividend.
All right, now let's look at the bank. We saw that most of the listed heavyweight banks, such as the GTCO, we have Stanbic IBTC, we also have UBA and Zenith Bank, they witnessed decline in stock prices. What is responsible for this?
Actually, if you look at the month of May, I would say that they didn't favor the banking stocks much, because for those what we call commodity-backed stocks that were rallying in the month of May. If you look at the agricultural sector, look at the cement, the industrial goods, which comes in the cement manufacturing company and other. If you look at the healthcare, these are companies that go into product that people can feel the product, they demand it. But banking is a service sector. But the good thing is that as people are complaining that banking didn't perform well, the pullback or the low price of the bank shows that most of the banks are undervalued. And now that we are seeing that the new or the hike in rate is going to impact the banking sector positively, since the bank's price are still very low, I think it becomes attractive for a design investor to take action that this is a sector to look at this point, because going to the future, the rate hike, because automatically, they will call most of their customers to come and renegotiate their transactions or their commission or their loans and all those stuff. And also Treasury bill has gone up. I know that the banking sector played that space of Treasury bill much. Now that it's up, we're going to also impact. Yes, there will be what we call cost of fund. But if you look at the interest rate that will come with the cost of fund, I think we're able to still be in profit for the banking sector. For me, it's the time for investors that should look the way. But yes, before now, other industries, other sectors have been going up, but I think bank will follow soon, because what CBN have done in the last MPC by adjusting it from 11.5 to 13, that's going to be a plus for the banking sector. All
right, this next then I want to talk about, I know you've talked about the fact that for you, May wasn't, you can't say May was totally negative.
No, May was a good market.
Okay, let's look at what happened on Tuesday. Now, the negative pullback yesterday seemed to probably be the beginning of a trend. Should we expect this trend to continue, or what should we expect?
Remember I said that for the month of April to be up, May is up, we expect correction in the month of June. But if you look at the history of our market too, June has not always been a favorable period for investors. Especially at the beginning of June, but from second weeks in June or towards the end of June, you start seeing investors trying to reposition their portfolio ahead of the half-year result that will be coming in the month of July. That's why in the month of June, for me, we expect a mixed trend for June. But now that May have closed positive, outlook for June is that June also closed, it will be a mixed market. But any season will change the month of July if the numbers beat expectation or follow the trend of what we saw in Q1.
All right, very quickly, let's take a look at the hospitality stock. That talks about Transcorp Hotel and, of course, the consumer. That's Champion Breweries. These are the two that led the chart with 40 kobo and 19 kobo, respectively. So what's your take on interest, appetite, and position in terms of safety?
Like for me, the service sector, especially when you come mention about hospitality, you are still in the service sector. You know what is going on, naturally in Nigeria now because of I call it cyclical, because it's not every year that we do election. Because of what is happening in Abuja now and other states because of primaries here and there. Now also being pre-election year, between now and the February next year, we'll see more of meeting with political party here and there. That means a company like, especially a hotel like Transcorp Hotel, being the major hotel in Abuja and other big like Lagos, Calabar, Port Harcourt. I see that's why people are saying this period, the numbers we're expecting from this company should be better than what we have seen before. That's why I say it's a cyclical thing. You cannot invest when it comes, the result is good, market react, you pull like that, and people are really following which sector, which company will benefit from what is happening in terms of political activities. I think that's why it's pushing transport there. Not nothing special there.
And what about Champion Breweries? Champion
Breweries is just a market sentiment, but I believe that profit taking will affect Champion because it rarely before now people have to take profit in the Champion. If you still up for now, it won't last much. I believe that until we see the second quarter of all these brewery companies, really, Champion International, Guinness, and the Nigeria Brewery, before we now know that. But for the first quarter, market have reacted to that first quarter. It was positive. By now, I think design investors should be taking profit from such companies, not buying at this price. To me, the price is high already. Until it pull back again before you can now jump into such stock.
All right, now looking at sector performance, it was broadly negative. Okay, and then as the industrial goods, that's the consumer goods and oil and gas sectors declined by 3.6%, 1.8%, and 0.8% respectively. And then in fact, all of the sectors, including banking and insurance, were also down by 0.2% and 0.1% respectively. This sounds sort of dicey. What's the safe haven for investors looking at this?
The market still remains, for me, as far market is trading above 51,000 index, for me, it's not a bad market. But for seeing this, if you look at negative, you're calling, they are just 0 point. These are not much negative, I would say, because as I said, there are some companies that people are taking position, but for those sectors like the food and the consumer goods, one stock like Nigeria Brewery lose almost 10% yesterday. Other stock that is really going to affect the industrial index. For banks, if you see also the banks also decline yesterday, it's going to affect. But major thing that there are some stock that, as a result of markdown, for industrial goods, since they are taking away 20 naira from Dangote, cement being the leader in that industry, you know what they control in the market, the kind of weight it has on the index, that will also impact on. For me, let's see the market playing out. But I said that when you see a broader sectors gaining or coming down, it tells you something. But now, like you just mentioned, I can see here, it's a broader, all the sectors are declining, but not much. And also, we are seeing also increasing volume in terms of buying position for them. Let's just wait and see. Once we are entering the month of June, we expect that market should also pull back a little because profit taking will pull back. But as from the second week of June, the market will start changing again because people want to take advantage of the pullback to buy low ahead of the numbers.
Now that you're talking about the month of June, where is the fund likely to flow into this particular month?
No, actually, market is still reacting to the hiking rate. Funds are still going to fixed income market for now. But once we release the economic data, especially the consumer price index for the month of May, that will also give a direction where investors should put. Because if inflation is still going high and you want to invest, you need to where you can hedge against inflation. Then only for those stocks that have that capacity of helping you to make more than what inflation is today. So inflation is about 16.92. We believe that when May inflation comes, should be around 17.5. With that alone, you look for a stock that will give you above that figure to show that yes, you are hedging again. But if anything you are returning or anything you are earning is below inflation, you are really not making money because you're already in negative return because it's below inflation.
All right, so what sentiment is likely to dominate the markets this week?
No, we expect that since what we are seeing that portfolio is shuffling, will continue, look for sector that you can hedge against inflation. That will continue to happen until the second week of June, where people say, okay, let's now earnings around the corner. Yes, I've seen the trend for 2021. I've seen the first quarter of this company. It is where I like it to go. Whatever I say, cyclical thing, like for example now, you can't say because of the result you see in first quarter of Transcorp Hotel, that's where you are buying. Because you are thinking that by end of the third quarter, all these activities will start reflecting. Because I know about 2 weeks ago, a week ago, in Abuja, to sleep in Transcorp Hotel a night about 240,000 naira for a night, because everybody's in Abuja, especially all the delegates were in Abuja. Hotels were full, everywhere overflowing. That kind of, that this will continue between now and February next year. We believe that that's what so people are looking at. Yes, this is likely to impact the bottom line of Transcorp Hotel. Take advantage. If you buy now that is low, once the earnings are coming and they are good, market reacting, you too will be smiling because you have entered early.
So in a nutshell, what are you saying to the investors? I like asking
no,
you that.
No, that is they should, for me, let your investment objectives to guide you. Know your entry and your exit strategy, and don't be greedy when you're investing.
All right, thank you so much, Ambrose Omodion, CRO Invest Data Consulting Limited. Thanks for coming on the show. Oh, well, there you heard it. And then coming up after the break, Nigeria and 44 other countries around the world are severely exposed to the Ukraine war-induced food crisis. A study by Boston Consulting Group, a global management consulting firm, has shown. We'll bring you details in our news updates when we return from this break. Stay with us. We'll be back.